Hello, welcome to Just Prime. As part of this video, we are going to see some of the JDK or Java 23 latest features which got introduced. So before going to the features, the JDK 23 was introduced in 23 September somewhere. So and this is having a lot of cool features which we can use it, and we are going to see that one. So let's get started. So if you see here, we can see some of the most important and very useful 5 features over here. The first one we can see over here, primitive types in patterns and instance of and switch key. So basically if you see here, this feature we can see as a preview, in the sense this feature is given as a pilot version. So OpenJDK want to introduce this feature to the users, and then they want to take a feedback from the users, and based on that they want to take it further, or they want to make it as whether it's really useful or not. Based on the user's feedback they will take a decision. So that's the reason of preview I mentioned about here. Preview, in the sense they are expecting a feedback from the users. But right now I can say this is very one of the cool features which we can use it. So let's get started. So how this feature will work exactly, so that we can see from the OpenJDK documentation. So you can find this link in the video description as well. So if you see here, there is a one of the most important feature called primitive types, the patterns instance and switch case. So how we are going to use this feature, so that we can see the document itself. So if you see in the existing case example, if you take or a switch case, so here we can able to use mainly integers and then string or enums. These are the three types will be allowed in case of switch. So there is a limitation over here. So if you want to use like log, double, float, so this cannot be done, right? So as part of this feature, so what is this JDK 23 got introduced? You can use as instance, say for instance, if you want to use an if condition. So see here it's very easy. So you can take it this one as I is, it could be, if you think it's a byte, you can give instance of byte and b. So here no need to use any conversion, no need to do unboxing. You can take this byte b variable and you can use directly. So this is one of the very cool features. You don't need to do type conversion like this. So we don't need to do any manual conversion like this, and we can use this instance of keyword and then followed by a variable declaration. So this will be unboxed automatically from I to B. So this is one of the cool feature which we can use it in case of if condition. Similarly, this is also a way of using. So we don't need to do a byte conversion over here. We can use directly instance of byte B, and then you can followed by use case. Let me show you another way of use it. So this is the way you can declare a variable f instance and then followed by which variable you are thinking it can possible values, so that you can declare it. In case if nothing is there, then you can give a default else condition. So that way we don't need to do a lot of conversions. We can eliminate these conversions in case of a switch or if condition. Okay, this is one of the very cool features which we can use it, and we can avoid lot of unboxing variables, and we can give more flexibility in case of switch case, whether you can include all kind of primitives or if conditions. Okay, so the next feature which we can see, it is a module import in the case of declarations. So this is very useful feature. Again, this is also a pilot portion. We can see over here preview. It simplifies module programmatically to allow import declarations in case of package exports. So we can see the official document how it can be used it. So this is official document. We when we come back here, right, so we can see here module import and declarations. So if we can come back here, so in the existing case, when we are trying to import a feature, so we used to import java.lang.star. In the sense it will try to import everything, whether it's required or not, but it will try to import everything. This is one of the limitation. And similarly, if you want to import a particular class from the package, we need to rewrite this code again and again. You can see here how many times we are repeating it. Import java.util, it's importing almost, we are rewriting, or we are duplicating this particular line. Here we can see almost 4 times. So these things we can avoid with the help of this cool feature called module import declarations. So let's get slowed down a little bit. So how we are going to use exactly this feature. So this is the syntax for the usage of this one. Import, we need to use a new keyword called module and then followed by declaration m, in the sense. So going forward, with the reference of m, we are going to reuse it. So we don't need to rewrite again and again the same number of lines in case of import. So let's see some of the examples. Yes, if you see here, so this is where we can see import module java.desktop. So basically we are declaring over here one time with the help of module keyword, and then you can use this uh, java.desktop further places one time, and you can take it the corresponding classes. So that way we no need to rewrite the same java.desktop again and again. This is one example, and we can see here java base. So these are the some of the examples they are given. By using the module keyword, you can import a specific a base package and then take it further, so that you don't need to rewrite again and again the same package in case of import statements. So this is another working examples which we can see over here. So how we are going to use these modules and how this will be exported. Because this is the way we can use it with the help of module keyword, and so this can be export as well when you are defining a models. Okay, so this is one of the very cool features which we can use it. Okay, next we can see the third feature called structured concurrency. So this is a third preview, in the sense they have already taken a couple of feedbacks from the users and they decided this we can use it, and they are not going to remove this feature, kind of a behavior we can see over here. Structured concurrency. So let's get started. So how this will be useful. So this is structured concurrency. This is very useful in case of threading program, how currently we are defining and how multiple threads are working together um, to conclude the work is complete or not. So currently we are using executors, right? So executor services. So that we have to use a lot of conditions to manage multiple work together and to make it conclude the work is completed or not. Executor service framework. But now, as part of this feature, so let me go back. Structured concurrency. So as part of this structured concurrency, this open JDK 23, so there is introduction of new class which we can use, it, and which we can pass the multiple tasks or multiple works what we are trying to achieve it. So let me show you one of the example structured concurrency. Yes, so if you see here, right, structured a task scope. So here, so you can take it to multiple works. Say for instance here, this is the structured task scope which got introduced, and you can take here multiple works. So say for instance here we are adding a task called a find user and a second task called fetch order. So basically we are trying to execute two tasks parallelly, a users and orders, and we are making these two users work together and need to make complete once both were success. And in case of it fails, it will throw an exception, and in case of success, so finally we are going to return the response. So this is very easy. We can execute multiple tasks parallelly, and based on that we can take a decision whether these are completed successfully. You can return the response. If not, you can raise an exception. So this is very useful in case of multitasking, and which you want to execute parallelly and which you want to take a response once this is completed, or if there is any failure in these two process, and you can throw an exception. So this is the new class which got added as part of the structured concurrency, and which you can define your own input or work items and which will execute parallelly. Okay, so this is one of the very cool features. So let's get started. Another feature. So another feature called scope variable. Again, this is also third preview, in the sense they have already taken couple of previews from the users, and which we can assume this will be stay as part of 23 a long time. So a scope variable will be very useful in case of when we are working multi-threads and which you want to exchange the data as part of the local variables. So let me show you how it will work. Let me go to the official document. So this is the scope values. So basically this is the third preview. So basically if you go back to previous JDKs, if you want to use this one local variables, we are using thread local. So thread local is one of the existing feature, and which is a kind of a mutable feature, so which is very difficult to manage. And now just to make it easy, in JDK 23, so we have introduced a new variable called thread local, so which we can use it and which you can pass the variable as a key and then value. So this can be used across your threads. So how we are going to use it? So if you see, this is one of the simple example where we can see it, thread local. So this is what we it got added, and so whenever we are trying to use it, so we need to pass a key and the corresponding value we need to pass it. Let me show you some more examples. Yes, so this is where we can see scope variables. So we can run the key and the corresponding value and the corresponding API or work where you are trying to execute it. So if you see here, the bar is one of the piece of code I want to execute as part of the thread, and so inside the bar API you can able to retrieve this a local variable, and you can able to get and it will return the value. Similarly, if you want to declare another variable, and you can define again here again local variable x and good boy and bz. So again you are trying to declare a different local variable which you can access inside the, if you see here, though variables are same, but the values it will print the different. Print hello here, prints good boy. So variables are same, but the localization we can able to differentiate very easily with the help of a scoped value. So this is one of the very cool features when we are working multiple thread work items. So we can able to declare and differentiate the variables very clearly without overlapping, and we can able to pass the values inside the APIs or work items where it's running. So this is one of the cool features, scope values. And the last one is generalization mode of default, in the sense, so this basically is like a garbage collection in case of short-lived object clearing up. So this is mainly to improve the performance. So this feature got introduced. So let me show you. So this is the ZCCT ZC generalization mode of default. So this mainly is introduced to improve the performance in case of garbage collections. So this is also one of the very cool features which got introduced and which got tested, and to mainly improve the performance, how the way currently the JVM internal ACC logs and data can be removed, and it will increase the performance when you are trying to improve it. think this is well will work internally and which will try to improve more performance. In case of memory, so this is also one of the cool features and which got introduced in JDK 23. Yeah, and we can see some more features as well. If you go to the official Open JDK documents, you can see over here. So you can go through that, and there are many other features as well, and which based on your use case you can try to use it, right? So but these are some of the important features which we can use it, and so based on their state, like it's the previous state or third previous states. Okay, I think that's all about this video. If you like the video, you can subscribe the channel for more subsequent updates, and thank you.